Hey Puppy Trades, I wanted to do a video analysis update of the stock market. So we'll talk about Apple as well as Tesla, Advanced Micro Devices, Qualcomm, and Taiwan Semiconductors. We'll talk about First Solar, Bloom Energy, and Roku. We'll talk about Microvision, Palantir, and Unity Software. We'll talk about the Dow Jones ETF DIA, Berkshire Hathaway, Disney, Boeing, and Chevron. We'll talk about crypto like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Binance Coin, and Marathon Patent Group. And we'll talk about gold and silver. So let's get right into it. Here is Apple on the smaller degree. We went on a wave 3 rally that was the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low. So this was a wave 1. We had an ABC correction. We put in a wave 2 low at the 61.8% retracement. So the wave 3 conservative target was the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low. That was 143. Okay, we've reached that level. The textbook wave 3 target is 149 because that is the 161.8% extension of wave 1. So what bulls are looking for right now is that Apple will end this wave 3 between 143 and 149, and it will go sideways and consolidate really into a bull flag for this wave 4, and then it will go the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low that will take it to between 160 and 165. So we have a lot of confirmation on this small degree that this is a 1-2 wave 3. We're going to consolidate sideways into a wave 4 and go on a 5th wave higher that takes Apple into that 160 range. Let's talk about the larger degree right now because we've broken above this January 25th high. And it's important to put in the back of our minds, this is the exact same January 25th high that we're asking right now across the stock market. Will Tesla break above this high? Okay, so what did bears think about Apple a couple of weeks ago? A couple of weeks ago, this was the bearish scenario for Apple. That this was the January 25th high, and this was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves impulse from this peak that was forming a wave A. They said that this was going to be an ABC counter trend rally that put in the wave B high. So what they said was going to happen was Apple was not going to break above 137, and it definitely wasn't going to break above 145, and it was going to go the length of wave A placed at the wave B high, and that Apple was going to go down to about 108 for this wave C low. Okay, Apple has broken above the 125 high. Okay, it has invalidated this view. So what a smart bear is going to do is they're going to say, okay, this view that I had of Apple going to 110 was invalidated. What a not so smart bear is going to do, they're going to continue to play into their bias, and they're going to say that this is an expanded flat. And what they will do is they'll keep raising this wave B high all the way up to 160. Okay, the expanded flat will just become more and more expanded until Apple's in the 160s and eventually the 180s. Okay, but what a smart bear is going to do, they're going to admit that their, ABC, flat correction that was going to take Apple to 110 has been invalidated. Okay, so what's really going on with Apple? This is most likely from this low that we put in on September 21st, a large degree wave 1 that is subdivided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves. Okay, this is technically a leading diagonal. We have 3 reactions on the upside. We have 3 reactions on the downside. Then we have this textbook wave 2 kickout wave. Okay, how do we know that's a wave 2 low? Well, because we can measure the Fibonacci retracements, and we'll see right here that this wave 2 ended at exactly the 61.8% retracement. Okay, so on the larger degree from the September 21st low, this is a wave 1 and a wave 2. We've broken above this wave 1 high that was formed on January 25th. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low takes Apple on a conservative wave 3 target of about 160. Okay, so the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low gives Apple a conservative wave 3 target of 160. So in Elliott wave theory, the larger degree is the more important count. Okay, so the larger degree is the destination. The length of this wave 1 placed at this wave 2 low will take Apple to 160. The smaller degree is this path from the March 8th low. How are we going to get there? And we have the path pretty clearly right now that this is a wave 1 and a wave 2. Apple will finish wave 3 between 143 and 149, form a sideways wave 4 before going on a 5th wave higher. So I think Apple bulls have an important question to ask themselves. Is selling right here and taking profits a good idea? Well, it's always a good idea for a trader to pay themselves, okay? But I think there's a lot of likelihood that this shallow and sideways wave 4 is going to be worth it depending on the time horizon to hold through, because there's a lot of confirmation. We'll have a shallow wave 4, we'll go on a 5th wave higher, that will be the length of wave 1, placed at the wave 4 low. And I think there's a lot of confirmation Apple is going to 160, not only on the larger degree, but also on the smaller degree. Okay, so that's Apple. Let's talk about Tesla right now. I think it's super important to realize this is the exact same high on January 25th that we are asking right now as an options market, as a technical trading community. Will Tesla break above this high? Okay, let's talk about Tesla on the larger degree first. Okay, on the larger degree, I believe this is a wave 1 and a wave 2. This is a massive wave 3 impulse in an ABC correction that ended at exactly the 38.2% retracement right here in orange. Okay, so on the larger degree, if Tesla holds above 539, wave 4 is in at the 38.2% retracement, so we need to find the 5th wave target. In Elliott wave theory, it is a principle that 2 of the 3 impulse waves, which are waves 1, 3, and 5, will be the same length. Okay, so wave 5 will either be the length of wave 1 or it will be the length of wave 3. If Tesla's wave 5 placed at the wave 4 low ended at the length of wave 1, then Tesla wouldn't make a new high. Okay, Tesla's wave 5 can't end at 700. A wave 5 has to break above the wave 3 high. So I believe that Tesla's wave 5 will be the length of wave 3 placed at the wave 4 low. And Tesla is on a path right now on the larger degree to about 1,370. I believe 1,370 will be reached aggressively by the end of this year and very conservatively within the first quarter of 2022. Okay, let's see if anyone else agrees with me. So let's look at the options market right now. See what the options market was saying about Apple recently, okay? So this is that bar chart straddle and strangle screener that I'm always yapping about. Why am I always yapping about this screener? It's because it will give you a list of stocks that are going to have a large move, and it also filters for open interest, okay? So if we look right here, this picture was from June 10th. We see that Apple was all over this screener when it was at 126. The options market was screaming Apple is going to have a large move at 126 before it went on a huge rally above the January 25th high. Okay, right now, the options market is screaming that Tesla is going to have a large move. Okay, Tesla was on this screener multiple times towards the end of last week. Okay, so this picture was taken on July 9th. We see Tesla has 3 readings on this screener at 652. The options market screaming Tesla's going to have a large move. What happened the last time that Tesla was all over the screener? Well, I actually have the answer to that. So this picture was taken the very last day of October back in 2020. Okay, now let's look at some other people that are on this list with Tesla. First, Boeing is on this list 1, 2, 3 times. Okay, so Boeing's all over this list. It's consolidating. It's boring traders to tears before it has a huge move to the upside. Okay, the airlines and the cruise lines, they have been all over the screener for the past 4, 5, 6 weeks. Okay, they know you're frustrated with the airlines. They know you're frustrated with the cruise lines, but the options market is accumulating a lot of open interest on those stocks. So anyway, back to Tesla. Tesla's on the screener 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times back in the end of October. And then what happens 2 weeks later? Tesla is announced that it is joining the S&P 500. It has this monster gap higher and goes on a rally to 800. Okay, so I like using this as a smart money indicator. Let's also point out that Citibank had a massive move from 41. Micron and Intel had massive moves, and that's why I've been collecting so much data on the screener for the past 5 to 7 months. Okay, so anyway, I'm just trying to say right now, Tesla is going to have a large move. The options market knows you are bored to tears with Tesla, okay? And that's exactly what it was saying with Apple, a couple of weeks ago. So anyway, this is Tesla. Let's look at the smaller degree for Tesla right now. I think it's important to realize right now that in the smaller degree, we are asking the same question about Tesla right now that we were asking a few weeks ago. Okay, the bears are saying the exact same thing that they said about Apple, that this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves from the peak to form a wave A. This was an ABC counter trend rally to put in a wave B high, and then the length of wave A placed at the wave B high would take Tesla down to about 410, 412. Okay, this is the exact same count that they had for Apple that was going to take it to 110. That this was a 535 Elliott wave flat. Okay, we know how that played out. It's the same thing right now. It's even the exact same high to the date. Okay, this is not a 535 Elliott wave flat. Okay, this is an A, B, C correction that is put in a wave 4 low. Okay, Tesla is going to go on a wave 3 rally higher. I believe it's within wave 3 right now. This is wave 1 and wave 2. Tesla's wave 3 target is 929. Okay, from there, we look for a shallow and sideways wave 4 before Tesla goes on a 5th wave higher. So that's Tesla. I think it's looking really good. I think bulls, if we're above 546, if we're above 539, it's time to use our imaginations, okay? So that's Tesla. I think it's heading to 1370 by the end of the year pretty aggressively. I'm looking for some fireworks from Tesla very soon. So this is First Solar. Let's look at the larger degree for First Solar. I think First Solar and Advanced Micro Devices are giving bulls a lot of really important information right now, especially regarding Tesla as well. So this is FSLR. This is the count that looks really good. It's a wave 1 and a wave 2. It's another wave 1 and another wave 2. Okay, so I believe FSLR completed an ABC correction from this wave 1 high, and then it's put in a pretty important wave 2 low right here back in May. Okay, so this was wave 1, wave 2, wave 1, wave 2. Tesla is First Solar is within wave 3 of wave 3. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low will take FSLR on a conservative wave 3 target to 120. We'll have a shallow and sideways wave 4, get that cup and handle look we're looking for before we go on a 5th wave higher. Okay, so First Solar's wave 5 target is all the way up at about 160, and I think 160 pretty aggressively is going to be reached by the end of the year. Okay, I'm looking for a monster move from First Solar, but I think there's a lot of interesting information from FSLR in the shorter term time frame. So let's examine FSLR in the short term, because this is the May 11th low, and I think FSLR looks something like this. We have a lot of confirmation that this is an impulse structure that FSLR is forming, okay? What do I mean by that? Well, this is a wave 1 and a wave 2. Then we have this huge wave 3 impulse with this big old gap. Okay, gaps are a lot of times characteristic of a wave 3 in progress. Then we have an ABC wave 4 correction, and then FSLR goes on a 5th wave higher. So we've broken above the wave 3 high. And what's important right now is to note, FSLR has formed an impulse structure from this low. Okay, why is that important? Because it gives, on the larger degree, a lot of confirmation that this correction from this high of January 25th, right, the exact same high that Apple has broken above, is complete. And FSLR with Tesla is going to go break above this all-time high within this conservative wave 3 target, have a shallow wave 4, and go on a 5th wave higher. Let's talk about Advanced Micro Devices right now. AMD, this is another similar story. I'm just going to zoom in on the smaller degree, kind of continue to make this point that Advanced Micro Devices is forming a, from the May 13th low, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves impulse. Why is that important? It's important because if this is an impulse structure on the smaller degree, well, Elliott waves are fractal in nature. This is very likely an impulse structure on the larger degree as well. So this smaller degree impulse structure is going to morph into a larger degree impulse structure that I believe will be a wave 1. Okay? So anyway, that's the smaller degree. I want to stick to the largest degree for Advanced Micro Devices because we have a lot of confirmation this wave 4 low of 72 will not be broken. So this is a wave 1 and a wave 2. AMD has this big old wave 3, right? It's the exact same story that it was last year. We're consolidating, we're boring traders to tears. Then what happens? The new quarter ends and AMD explodes. Okay, I think we're seeing the exact same thing right now. This is wave 1 and wave 2. This is wave 3, and ABC correction ended at exactly a 38.2% retracement. AMD will go the length of wave 3, placed at the wave 4 low. It will head to 136. It's another one with Tesla. aggressively by the end of the year, conservatively in the first quarter of 2022. So that's AMD. Here's Qualcomm. It's another semiconductor. All these semiconductor stocks, they're looking very good. That this is a wave 1, an ABC correction wave 2. Qualcomm has a massive wave 3, an ABC correction that ends at the 38.2% retracement. So Qualcomm, if it holds above 122, is within a larger degree wave 5. I believe wave 5 will not be the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low. Like Tesla, it will be the length of wave 3 placed at the wave 4 low. And with advanced micro devices, with Tesla, Qualcomm is going to 232 very aggressively by the end of the year, conservatively in the first quarter of 2022. Here is Taiwan Semiconductors. It's another one, right? Birds of a feather, they flock together, okay? The fundamentals, they want you to believe that all these companies are competing, okay? As a trader, you don't think that way. You think that these companies are in the exact same exchange traded funds. They're in the same ETFs. They're going to move together, okay? This is a wave 1 and a wave 2. This is a massive wave 3 rally, and an ABC correction ends at exactly, between the 38.2% retracement and the 23.6% retracement. So Taiwan Semiconductors, I don't believe will break below 107. I believe it is within a wave 5 right now. That will be the length of wave 3 placed at the wave 4 low. It will not be the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low, because then TSM would not make a new all-time high. Okay, I think Taiwan Semiconductors will go the length of wave 3 placed at the wave 4 low. It will reach 208. Another one aggressively by the end of the year, conservatively in the first quarter of 2022. Look for Taiwan Semiconductors to head to the 200 range. Okay, AMD, Qualcomm, and Taiwan Semiconductors and Intel, which we talk about a lot in other videos, they're looking very good in that semiconductor sector. So I'll talk about Bloom Energy real quick. We're getting close to this wave 2 stop out level of 18.40, but as long as we're above it, I still like this setup. It's a wave 1 and a wave 2. It's a monster wave 1 and an ABC correction putting in another wave 2 low. So if Bloom Energy is above 18.40, that's the 61.8% retracement that I believe ended at wave 2. And we're looking for the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low to take Bloom Energy all the way to 60. So this is an 11-month rally. It's probably one where we don't want to be looking for the end of the year to be the target. I think this is another one where kind of the just right time target is towards the end of the first quarter of 2022. We see the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low. Take Bloom Energy, ticker symbol BE, all the way to about 60. And that's going to be another one where we want to make sure 18.40 is not broken. But if it isn't, I like it, the idea of trading against this low, and BE will go the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low, head to 60 pretty early into next year. So that's Bloom Energy. Let's talk about ROKU really quick. I think ROKU is a pretty important chart. So you guys can see right now, this is not the first take of this video, but let's talk about the real count. Then we'll talk about what the more aggressive view could be for ROKU. We're getting a lot of confirmation that this is correct. So this is the larger degree count for ROKU. It's a wave 1, an ABC correction puts in a wave 2. This is a large wave 3, and an ABC correction puts in a wave 4. Okay, notice how this wave C, this ABC wave C low ended at exactly the 50% retracement of wave 3. Okay, that's not an accident. Okay, so if this is a wave 3 and a wave 4, then we're looking for a 5th wave right now. Okay, what will wave 5 be? Well, it's either going to be the length of wave 1 or it's going to be the length of wave 3 placed at the wave 4 low. Okay, if ROKU was the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 for this wave 5 target, that wouldn't work. Okay, wave 5 has to break above the wave 3 high. I believe that ROKU's wave 5 is going to be the length of wave 3 placed at the wave 4 low, and this stock is heading to 707 for a 5th wave target aggressively by the end of the year, conservatively in the first quarter of 2022. Okay, so the length of wave 3 placed at the wave 4 low is going to take ROKU on a wave 5 higher to about 707. Okay, I think there's a lot of confirmation. ROKU will break above this high of 486. Okay, we'll talk about why in a second. Let's talk about the more aggressive count. Okay, so why do I think it's no accident that they had this low end at exactly the 58% retracement? Okay, because what this could be is that this is not a wave 3 and a wave 4. This is another wave 1 and another wave 2. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low will take Roku to 707 still, but in this view, that wouldn't be the top. That would be the conservative wave 3 target. We have a shallow wave 4. We go on a 5th wave higher. So I think we have a sneak peek right now. We kind of know Roku is going to break above this high of 486. And the reason is because CSE Limited and Cloudflare and a lot of the software stocks have already broken above this high. Okay, so notice in the exact same way that we're using Apple breaking above the January 25th high is evidence that Tesla will break above the exact same January 25th high. I think that the software stocks are getting a lot of evidence that we're going to break above this February 15th high from Cloudflare as well as SEC Limited. Okay, so I haven't talked about the stock too much. It's broken out. I don't think it's the greatest setup in the world, but I think it's a nice template right now and a lot of confirmation. If you look back, if we looked at the Okta chart, this is the exact same high on the week of February 15th that Roku and Okta and a lot of software stocks make. Okay, SEC Limited has broken above this high and confirmed that it is within a wave 3 from this low of about March 22nd. So this is the weekly chart of SE, and I think we've broken above, this high from mid-February and confirmed that this is a wave 1, 2, wave 3 in progress. Okay, this stock is heading to 332 before a shallow wave 4 correction and a 5th wave higher. I think there's a lot of growth stocks like Roku and Okta that are kind of being given a sneak peek right now from SE that we are going to break above this February 15th high. Okay, so speaking of software, I want to talk about Palantir. I want to talk about Unity Software real quick. So Palantir and Unity Software, they have very identical setups. I was asked about Unity Software today. I don't think it's the greatest setup because we don't have a lot of intelligence from the options market, whereas Palantir was all over the bar chart, straddle, and strangle screener. So we had a lot of evidence, it at least was going to have a large move. Okay, but it has the exact same dates as Unity Software. So this is Palantir. It has a wave 1 that is subdivided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves. It has an ABC correction. It puts in a wave 2 low between the 78.6 and the 61.8% retracement. So Palantir right now, bulls have to hold above 17. I believe they will. I believe 17 marks the wave 2 low, and Palantir will go the length of wave 1, placed at the wave 2 low, and it will go on a wave 3 higher that will be the length of wave 1, placed at the wave 2 low. That's going to take Palantir to 53. Okay, so there's a lot of upside for Palantir if we're above 17. Okay, this rally is only 3 or 4 months. I'm sticking to my end of year price target for Palantir reaching 53. Hypothetically, would it be a good idea for a trader to buy a call option on Palantir that expired at the end of the year? That's not really my place to say. If it's a new setup, I think that the expiration date would be further. But in general, I think Palantir will reach the length of wave 1, placed at the wave 2 low, and go on a wave 3 higher to 53. Bulls want to make sure the low of 17 is not broken, and that Palantir will go to the median of this pitchfork. Okay, so that's Palantir. Has a very similar setup to Unity Software. We look at Unity Software right now. This is almost to the date the exact same as Palantir. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 large degree wave 1. We have an ABC correction large degree wave 2. I think Unity Software has a very similar look to Palantir, where it's gone on a wave 1, had a wave 2 correction, and then we're going to see the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low be taking Unity Software to 187. I don't think this is the best setup because we don't really have that much intelligence from the options market that Unity Software is going to move. But I think Palantir bulls, in the same way that we're looking for 17 to hold, they're also going to want to make sure we hold above this low of 76. So I think this is wave 1. We have an ABC correction. We put in a wave 2 low. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low will take Unity Software to 187. I also like seeing Unity Software puts in this wave 2 low and ends this wave C correction with momentum divergence on the relative strength index. We're seeing Bitcoin do that exact same thing, where it's an ABC correction and then the wave 2 low is ending with momentum divergence. So I'm just looking at that for Unity Software. I thought that was pretty glaring divergence. I think it's a lot of evidence. This is the low of 76 for this large degree wave 2. And it, like Palantir, is within a larger degree wave 3 that will take Unity Software to 187, most likely in the same time frame, aggressively by the end of the year, conservatively in the first quarter of 2022. Okay, so that's Unity Software. Let's talk about Microvision. I love this setup on Microvision. It's a wave 1, very cleanly subdivided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves. We have an ABC correction. We put in a wave 2 low at the 61.8% retracement. Then we break above this wave 1 high. Okay, so we confirmed all of this was consolidation. We have broken above this wave 1 high, and then we had another wave 2 correction. So I believe right now that Microvision is within a wave 3 on the largest degree. It's also within another wave 3, and it's also within, on the smallest degree, another wave 1, another wave 2, and another wave 3. Okay, so I've measured the length of this wave 1 rally from this low of 12.22 to 24.69. So I believe this is a wave 1 and a wave 2 ending at the 78.6% retracement. So the stop loss level is 12.22. The invalidation level is this low of about 10.08. If Microvision is above both of these highs, the length of wave 1, place of the wave 2 low, will take MVIS to about 32. Okay, I think 32 will get reached, another one, aggressively by the end of the year, very conservatively in the first quarter of 2022, that MVIS will hold above this low of 10.08, and it will hold above this low of 12.22, and it's within a wave 3 of wave 3 of wave 3. So an explosive move is coming for MVIS, and it's worth noting the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low is a very conservative wave 3 target of 32. That's why I also like it in the longer term as well, because that wave 3 target is going to end up being conservative at 32. We'll have a shallow wave 4. We'll go on a 5th wave higher for MVIS. So Microvision, high risk, high reward play. Let's talk about some value stocks. Here's the Dow Jones ETF, DIA. If we look on the bigger degree picture, this is a really nice template for the market. This is a wave 1, cleanly subdivided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves. This is an ABC correction we put in this wave 2 low. The Dow Jones ETF DIA looks like it's going to go the length of wave 1, place of the wave 2 low, and it's going to reach 372 for a very conservative wave 3 target. Okay, so that's the largest degree that I have from this March 2020 low. Okay, the smaller degree is from this October 30th low. This is a wave 1 and a wave 2. This is a large wave 3 impulse, and an ABC correction is ending this wave 4 low. So I think on the larger degree, the wave 5 target is going to be the length of this wave 1 in orange, placed at the wave 4 low. And the Dow Jones ETF DIA is within a path right now to 383 for the wave 5 target. Okay, so I think in the bigger picture, general market bulls want to make sure that the Dow Jones ETF DIA continues to hold above 332. Okay, we're getting away from that level right now. It might not be, the best stop level, but if we look on the smaller degree, I think we have a pretty clean count for the Dow Jones ETF DIA. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So this is that wave 4 low that eventually will lead to a 5th wave higher to 383. On the smaller degree, I think it's a pretty clear wave 1 and wave 2. And so if we want a really tight stop for market bulls, then we don't want to see the Dow Jones ETF break below 341. Okay, if it doesn't, then in the very conservative view, this is wave 1 and wave 2. The most textbook wave 3 target is about 356. We'll have a shallow wave 4 correction, and we'll go on a 5th wave higher. So if we want to be really tight in the market, we don't want to see DIA below 341. If we want to be a little wide, I think this wave 4 low of 332 is still going to be the better invalidation level. But I think in the smaller degree, this is a wave 1. We're going to hold above 341, and we're heading to this conservative wave 3 target of 356 right now for the Dow Jones ETF DIA. So that's really good for a lot of value stocks. Let's talk about Disney. We're getting some action from Disney right now. That's a pretty nice start to this week. This 5% move, this 4% move for Disney was on twice the average volume, okay, approximately, okay? This is a wave 1 and a wave 2. This is a huge wave 3, cleanly subdivided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves, okay? We have this ABC correction end at the 38.2% retracement, and Disney has continued to hold above 167. Okay, I believe Disney will continue to hold above 167, and this wave 5 target right now will be the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low, and Disney conservatively by the end of this quarter will reach 216. Okay, this is a travel and leisure stock that traded with the industrials for most of this rally from the 2020 low. Okay, I think Disney has given a lot of confirmation for a lot of travel and leisure bulls. The rotation is underway, and that this is a wave 1 and wave 2. This is a wave 3, and ABC correction puts in a wave 4 low. And now this big reopening stock is on a big rally higher to 216 that I believe will be reached by the end of this year, so long as we continue to hold above 167. So that's Disney. Here is Berkshire Hathaway. Berkshire Hathaway, I think, is being a really nice template for the value side of the market. The banks and the tanks, pretty clean. Wave 1 and wave 2, large. Wave 3 impulse, and an ABC correction puts in this wave 4 low. So if we're playing it really tight, we want to see Berk B above 272. We want to see the 38.2% retracement of 266 continue to hold. Okay, I want to see the Dow Jones ETF. I want to see Berkshire Hathaway. It's very similar, even to the date of the Dow Jones ETF DIA on the smaller degree. This 1, 2, 3 ending a wave 4, going on a 5th wave higher. But Berk B, we want to see the 38.2% retracement of 266 hold. If it does, the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low, I think in the next 3 months takes it to 310. I think it even happens by the end of this quarter. Okay, but the time target is 3 to 4 months. Berk B holds above 266, goes the length of wave 1, placed at the wave 4 low. This wave 5 target ends at 310. So the banks and the tanks, they're getting to rally. Okay, so this is Disney. This is Boeing. I want to talk about Boeing. I think it's still looking really good. I was expecting that we would have a melt up by the end of July in the airline sector. Okay, so from a timing perspective, if we don't see significant price action to the upside for the airlines, I will have been incorrect that the airlines were taking a melt up by the end of July. Okay, but from a price perspective, this is still very intact. Okay, this is a wave 1 and a wave 2 from the March 2020 low. If we connect the beginning of wave 1 with the high of wave 1 and the low of wave 2, the median of this pitchfork is where I expect the larger degree wave 3 to end. So on the smaller degree, we have 3 degrees in play. Okay, the first is that this is a wave 1 and a wave 2. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low conservatively takes Boeing to 296. Okay, we have not yet reached 296. That is the conservative wave 3 target. Okay, and I think Boeing is actually incomplete until it reaches 296. The textbook wave 3 target is the 161.8% extension of wave 1, which is 307. Okay, on the smaller degree, these red numbers kind of show how we're going to get to that 300 level. This is a wave 1 and a wave 2 that ended between the 61.8 and 78.6% retracement. So we want to see Boeing above 219 as kind of a stop level. And then the larger, wider invalidation, I don't think it's going to come to this, is going to be this low of 193. I think Boeing will hold above 219. It will go the length of wave 1, placed at the wave 2 low, and it's going to reach 305. Okay, Boeing, American Airlines, Delta Airlines, the cruise lines, they have been all over the bar chart straddle and strangle screener for the past 4 to 6 weeks. Okay, they know that you are very bored of the airlines. Okay, they know the retail traders just want to FOMO into Apple and Microsoft and Amazon. Okay, they know that. And the options market is very aware that retail traders don't want anything to do with the value stocks. But what I think is really interesting right now is in the very short term, we've got this scenario in play where, Apple goes sideways into a shallow wave 4 and consolidates. And what I'm expecting is that while Apple is consolidating sideways, we see the value stocks start to play catch up and get some leadership back in the short term. Okay, so I think the writing's on the wall. Retail FOMOs into Microsoft, retail FOMOs into Amazon, retail chases NVIDIA, past my targets. While, the best opportunities are in the value sector. I think we've seen today with Disney, this rotation in the travel and leisure is very likely underway. So this is a wave 1 and wave 2, another wave 1 and another wave 2, another wave 1 and another wave 2. So if we're above 219, with I think 193 acting as an invalidation and 219 acting as a stop. Boeing will go the length of wave 1, place of the wave too low. It's going to reach 305 to 307. I'm still expecting this melt up. If it doesn't happen by the end of July, I will have been incorrect. I think that it's still going to happen though. If it doesn't happen by the end of July, I think it happens with Berkshire and Disney by the end of this quarter. Okay, that does not mean I'm buying a call option on any of the airlines that expire in 2 months. Okay, so anyway, this is Chevron. We look at Chevron right now. It's a wave 1 and a wave 2. We've broken above this wave 1 high, and we've consolidated sideways into basically this textbook bull flag. Okay, so I think Chevron is within a larger degree wave 3, and it's going to reach 135. Okay, that's the larger degree wave 3 target because it's the 161.8% extension. Okay, I believe Chevron will go the length of wave 1, place at the wave 4 low. It will hold above 98, and it will reach about 129 to 135. I think that happens in the next 3 to 4 months with Berkshire Hathaway. And even while Disney is rallying, I could honestly see Chevron going on a run to the 130s by the end of the quarter. Okay, but the time target is 3 to 4 months for Chevron. That we go the length of wave 1, place of the wave 4 low, and reach this larger degree wave 3 target, which is the 130 to 135. Now, an astute wave theorist is going to point out that in this view, the length of wave 1, place of the wave 2 low, is actually not the length of the wave 3 target. Okay, so there's very few exceptions to the rule that wave 3 will be larger than the length of wave 1, and I believe this is one of those exceptions. So the exception to the rule that wave 3 is not larger than the length of wave 1 is in the instance of a leading diagonal, and I actually believe that's what a lot of the oil stocks are forming right now from this March 19th low. So I think it's ultimately going to look something like this. So if I'm asked why is the length of wave 1 places the wave 2 low, not where wave 3 ends, it's because I think on the larger degree, the oil stocks are forming a leading diagonal from this March 2020 low. Okay, but I am expecting Chevron to go to 130 to 135, and I think that will happen in the next 3 to 4 months, and it will look something like this. Okay, so that's Chevron. Let's talk about crypto real quick. So here is Marathon Patent Group. I think it's important to note, just like the airlines and the cruise lines are all over the screener, Marathon Patent Group is all over the bar chart, straddle, and strangle screener, and a large move is coming. Okay, I think that this move pretty clearly is going to be to the upside. I think Marathon Patent Group will hold above 18. It will go the length of wave 1, place of the wave 2 low. This rally is from 316 to 405. Okay, that's a year. But RIOT Blockchain, let's talk about Mara first, because RIOT Blockchain does the same rally. It only happens in 5 or 6 months. Okay, Marathon Patent Group goes on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves, large degree wave 1, and ABC correction puts in a large degree wave 2 at the 61.8% retracement. Okay, I believe Marathon Patent Group will go the length of wave 1, place of the wave 2 low. It will hold above 18, and it will reach 75 aggressively by the end of the year, conservatively within the first quarter of 2022. So all of my wave 3 targets for Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and Binance Coin are aggressively by the end of the year, conservatively in the first quarter of 2022. Okay, let's talk about Mara real quick. It's been all over the screener. Okay, Marathon Patent Group has been all over the bar chart, straddle, and strangle screener. We know it's going to have a large move. Okay, will it be to the upside? Will it be to the downside? That's what we have to figure out as wave theorists. Okay, but the options market knows. Traders are very bored with Marathon Patent Group. And while we're at it, let's just look at this. This is from iVolatility.com. We see silver SLV is at the very bottom of its 1 year implied volatility range. So is Marathon Patent Group and SOS Limited. Okay, these stocks are going to have very large moves. They have very cheap options, and the options market knows that you're very frustrated with silver. You're very frustrated with the crypto mining stocks. Okay, back to Marathon Patent Group. This is the wave 1 and a wave 2. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low will take Marathon Patent Group to 75. Look at this wick we form at the 61.8% retracement. I believe Marathon Patent Group is going to 75 aggressively by the end of the year, conservatively in the first quarter of 2022. It's the same view we have with RIOT Blockchain, essentially, but RIOT Blockchain, the rally is much quicker. I think that's why it's important to have in the back of our minds that the end of the year is a very possible target. Okay, this rally for RIOT Blockchain is from 924 to about 217. Okay, that's about 5 or 6 months, and that's where I think we get this idea that this is an A, B, C correction. The length of wave A placed at the wave B high is where wave C has ended at the 78.6 to 61.8% retracement. RIOT blockchain, just like Marathon Patent Group, will not break below 18. RIOT blockchain will not break below 20. It will go the length of wave 1, place at the wave 2 low, and head on this rally higher to 98 with the rest of the crypto sector. So let's talk about Bitcoin real quick with all that in mind. Here's Bitcoin. Now, we talked about this a little bit with Unity software. I'm not really the guy who does the divergences, but I've noticed Bitcoin completes this ABC correction with momentum divergence on the relative strength index. Okay, so I need to collect more data on these wave twos ending with momentum divergence, but I think it's a pretty interesting confluence with what we're looking from a wave theory perspective, that this is a wave one and an ABC correction ending at the 61.8 to 50% retracement. So I think Bitcoin is putting in this wave too low. I think it's actually put in this wave too low now. It will hold above the 61.8% retracement, which is 27K, and go the length of wave one, place it the wave too low, and it will reach 90,000 within that time target of aggressively by the end of the year, conservatively in the first quarter of 2022. I think Bitcoin will hold above 27K. Is this the best template for crypto? I'm not sure. Okay, I think a better template for crypto is going to be in Binance Coin, Ethereum, Marathon Patent Group, and Litecoin. Let's talk about Bitcoin real quick. This is the wave one, and ABC correction puts in a wave too low. So the length of wave one placed at the wave too low will take Bitcoin to 90,000, and that's a conservative wave three target. We would expect a shallow wave four correction to retest the wave one high before Bitcoin goes on a wave five higher that I believe would be the length of wave one placed at the wave four low. That would take Bitcoin to 126,000. So this rally, this huge rally, I believe will get replicated twice. Once more for this wave three, and then once again for this wave five. Okay, so from a psychological perspective, it makes sense that they're getting all of the retail traders very bearish on Bitcoin, right at the 61.8% retracement to put in this wave too low, and Bitcoin will go the length of wave one, place at the wave too low, reach 90K, and that wouldn't even be the top. We'd have a shallow wave four, we'd go on a fifth wave higher. Okay, I like the Ethereum view a lot. So if we look at Ethereum right now, Ethereum USD, we're actually at the 61.8% retracement, and we've reached it. So I think Ethereum is one. We're looking for the length of wave one, place at the wave too low to end. This is the 61.8% retracement. We have reached this level. So I think Ethereum will go the length of wave one, place at the wave too low. It will reach 6,000 for this conservative wave three target, have a shallow wave four, and go on a fifth wave higher. So we want to see Ethereum above 1,720. I think Litecoin is another great template for crypto. Right now, we're at the 78.6% retracement for Litecoin. So I think this is going to be a wave one. An ABC correction puts in a wave too low. We've hit the 78.6% retracement. So we want to see Litecoin hold above 107. If it does, the length of wave one places the wave too low. We'll take Litecoin to 495 for a conservative wave three target. We'll have a shallow wave four. We'll go on a fifth wave higher. Let's talk about Binance Coin real quick. BNB USD. It's another one where we're looking for the 61.8% retracement. I mean, this is a really pretty chart right here, where it's very clearly a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves impulse to complete a larger degree wave one. We have an ABC correction. We put in a larger degree wave two, and look at all these wicks that we're forming at the 61.8% retracement. So Binance Coin, we want to see 212. And we want to see 225 hold at these lows. And if it does, then this rally from November to May, which is only about 6 or 7 months, will be replicated twice more. We'll see the length of wave one placed at the wave too low, take Binance Coin to 874. This with RIOT blockchain is also evidence that this wave three rally higher could potentially be hit across crypto by the end of the year. So that's Binance Coin. Real quick, I want to talk about gold and silver. Really, the only reason I'm talking about gold and silver, in my long-term videos, we talk about these a lot. So this is the longer-term view of silver, right? This is what everyone's seen, right? Everyone's bored of silver. This is a wave one, an ABC correction we put in a wave too low, and then we're within a larger degree wave three higher that will conservatively take silver to 50 so long as SLV is above 20, okay? We've all heard that. We're all bored of silver, okay? The options market knows you're bored of silver, okay? Silver has been consolidating sideways for about 11 months. So we're going to look at silver futures right now and talk about this short-term expectation that on the smaller degree, silver looks something like this. So these are silver futures, ticker symbol XAG for the futures. I'm just using this as kind of the smaller degree chart, and I'm using SLV as the larger degree chart. But silver futures, this is the wave 1, subdivided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves. We have an ABC correction we put in a wave 2 low. So, we're still looking for SLV to be above 20. On the silver futures, that's about 22, 23 to 24, my bad, that we want to see hold. So if XAG is above 22, this is a wave 1 and a wave 2. Okay, this is another wave 1 and another wave 2. Silver will go the length of wave 1, place of the wave 2 low, and silver is going to reach $39 per ounce. Okay, I still believe that the silver miners, the best way to play it is, with the longer term perspective. But I think in the shorter term, everyone's falling asleep on this sector, and the options market knows it. Okay, silver SLV has a very liquid options market, and now we're seeing, this implied volatility hit a trough. We're seeing retail sentiment for the precious metals just completely go away. No one wants to touch this sector, and the options market are the cheapest they've been in a while. The whole point is it doesn't really make sense to be saying that you think silver is just going to keep being sideways. It will have a large move. Whether or not it will be to the upside or the downside is up to us as technical analysts. So here's gold, GLD. Pretty template right here. This is a 5-month rally for a wave 1. This is a WXY wave 2 that we put in at the 61.8% retracement. So all a WXY is it's a triple 3. It's a 3 waves correction connected with an ABC X connector wave, and then another 3 waves correction. So normally I would just label this an A, B, C correction, but this is a textbook WXY. I believe GLD will go the length of wave 1, place of the wave 2 low. We end wave 2 at the 61.8% retracement. So I think it's a wave 1 and a wave 2. It's another wave 1 and another wave 2. We're getting ready to break out of this nest right here for GLD. We're going to go the length of wave 1, place of the wave 2 low. And I think we see GLD reach 215. Now, this is only 5 or 6 months. So if we're above, 157, then this wave 2 is in. And this is the nest right here where GLD with silver in the short term will break out of this rally. Okay, if this rally was only 5 or 6 months, then we would see by the end of the year GLD reach 215. I think pretty conservatively, if GLD is above 158, then it will reach 215 within the first quarter of 2022. I think silver will be very explosive with it.